Hi, I'm Mike Guardabascio. I'm the sports editor at the Gazette's newspapers, and I wanted to talk a little bit about a column I wrote this week that's gotten a lot of response online. Some of you may have missed it, some of you may have read it and wanted to hear more about it or about the response we've gotten. So the column is about sort of the series of decisions that the Long Beach Unified School District has made over the last 5 to 7 years that have really eroded a sports program that was known nationwide. You know, it was awarded, schools in the district awarded by ESPN and Sports Illustrated for being the best sports programs in the country. And the way that they've sort of chipped away at that without any need to, in my opinion, in the opinion of many people in the community, and they've sort of brought it down to now where you see private schools in the city or just outside the city having their enrollments go up dramatically from Long Beach youth athletes that are leaving the city. And I think, to me as a sports writer, that's something we've followed, JJ and I have followed for years, and it's really started to accelerate in the last 24 months or so, which bothers us, frankly, as writers, because you obviously want to see your best kids stay in the city, but I think it really should bother anyone who's invested in the community to see a school district that is not supporting a big part of Long Beach and isn't really listening to the people in the community as far as what they value and what they find important. So the article, which is a brisk 1,800 words, I appreciate you staying to the end of it, sort of runs down that process of what the school district has been doing over the last few years, putting a lot of construction money into new schools that don't have sports programs, limiting transfers within the school district. If you play the violin and you transfer from Milliken to Wilson, you can still play the violin. If you run track, you can not run track for a year. It sort of goes through that, and I think the response I've gotten from people, because these are all issues that JJ and I have reported on very thoroughly, but what really I think got the big emotional reaction from the community was seeing all that stuff in one place and going, this is part of a bigger problem. This is not just stuff that keeps coming up once a year. This is clearly a school district administration and school board that's not valuing this stuff, that's cutting away at it while preserving other programs or increasing funding to other programs. JJ and I mostly do pretty exclusively positive coverage. Sports coverage is good news. You know, someone always wins a game, someone wins a championship, someone gets a scholarship, and this was the first time where we really said, I think something needs to be said here. Even though it's maybe talking about some people that are friends of ours, talking about a school district that both JJ and I care about a lot. We volunteer a lot of time, not just working and covering district sports and kids, but we go into classrooms and talk about journalism, about digital media, about producing the videos that JJ does such a good job with. So for me, that sort of, I was a little worried about how it would be received. I thought maybe people would think I was being too negative. And the response was overwhelming. I mean, I think from within about 5 minutes of it being up on the website and on the newspaper Facebook, I kind of just had to put my phone down. I was getting so many text messages and phone calls from people who were saying, finally someone's telling this story, this bigger story that we've all been dealing with for the last several years. And I mean, if you go on the Facebook, people are going nuts on there. The comment section was blowing up. So that made me happy, because I felt like I was talking about something that people cared about, that was necessary to talk about, and to see that people, I guess, kind of agreed with that. That meant a lot to me, because I felt like I kind of put myself out there. And so now what I hope is that people take all that stuff they're saying to me and they actually talk to the school district about it, because that is the way the system's supposed to work. The school board is elected by the citizens of Long Beach to put what they want into place in their school district. So what people need to do now is jump out of our Facebook comment section, although we certainly love seeing you down there, and if this is stuff that matters to you, you've got to talk to the people that are making the decisions, because they're there to represent you, not to represent the school district or anybody else. They're there to represent the people of Long Beach's interests, and I think what we've seen very clearly is that they're interested in a district that has a strong sports program, as it did for the first 100 years of its existence. Thanks so much for your time. I know if you read the whole 1,800 word story, maybe you feel like I didn't need to watch another couple minutes of Mike talking about the story in the video, but if you have not yet read the story, please do click on it down there and make sure you sort of become a part of this conversation. Talk about it in the comment section, talk about it on the website, and talk to your school board representatives.